Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to go into chapter 24. Oh, there's something on my face. That is dry skin. Anyways, The Murder House by James Patterson and David Ellis. So let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. Chapter 24. I pushed Sebastian Akers into the witness room adjacent to the courtroom and closed the door. This can't happen, I say. Detective, I know you're upset, but right now I have to. There's a police report, I say. Lang filed out a report when Noah confessed. Can't you introduce that as evidence? Akers, on the verge of coming unglued, lets out a pained sigh. A police report is hearsay. You can't use it unless the defense can cross-examine the cop who wrote it. And Noah killed that cop, I protest. But we can't prove that, detective. You know as well as I do that we haven't been able to come up with a hint of physical evidence. His motive is all that we have. I look up at the ceiling, searching for answers in the peeling white paint. He told me Noah confessed, I say. Lang told me. Well, sure. Akers waves his hand, exasperated. He probably told a lot of people. Hell, he told newspaper reporters, but guess what that is? I drop my head. Hearsay, inadmissible in a court of law. A long moment passes. I steady myself by placing my hands on the small table, but I sense something in the silence. I look up at Akers, who is studying me carefully. Unless, he says. I straighten up. Unless what? There are exceptions to every rule, he says carefully, including the rules against hearsay. He gives me a long, hard look. Sebastian Akers is a very ambitious man. Undoubtedly, he considers the high-profile case a launching pad for bigger and better things, or conversely, a crash landing, and if he blows it. And 5 minutes ago, standing before the judge, Akers was on the verge of seeing his case implode before a national audience, and I was on the verge of watching the man who killed my uncle and 3 other people skip out of court a free man. Tell me about the exceptions, I say. Akers watches me very carefully, wondering if we're on the same page. I'm wondering that myself. One exception in particular, he says. It has to do with when the chief told you about the confession. If he just mentioned it to you casually later that day or something like that, we're out of luck. But if he told you just after the confession happened, let's say if he walked out of the jail cell stunned that Noah had confessed and told you at just that moment, still in a state of excitement and shock, the law considers that statement to be sufficiently reliable to be inadmissible. It's called an excited utterance. I sit down in the chair. An excited utterance? Right. If he said it while he was still in the moment, still in a state of excitement and surprise, that's right, detective. Akers' eyes are wide and intense. He's holding his breath. Whether Noah Walker gets justice or whether he laughs his way out of court and probably kills again, he says to me evenly, is riding on your answer. It's not the only thing riding on my answer. My sworn oath as a police officer is too, because I remember now. I remember when Lang told me about Noah's confession. It was on his back porch in the early afternoon. He told me Noah had confessed to him that morning hours earlier. I clear my throat, adrenaline buzzing through me. So if I testify that the chief told me about Noah's confession immediately after it happened, while he was still in a state of excitement, time passes. Memories flood through my mind. My stomach churns like the gears of a locomotive. What does it mean to be a cop? It is about rules, or is it about justice? In the end, what do I stand for? What would my uncle do for me if our roles were reversed? Finally, Sebastian Akers takes the seat across from me. We only have a few minutes, he says. So, Detective Murphy, I have a question for you. My eyes rise up to meet his. When was it exactly that the chief told you that Noah Walker confessed? A hush falls over the courtroom as Judge Barnett resumes his seat on the bench. There are even more sheriff deputies present now than earlier, ready to calm the crowd should it be necessary. The energy in the room is suffocating, or maybe that's just the shortness of breath I'm experiencing sitting in the front row of the courtroom. The judge looks over his glasses at the prosecution. Mr. Akers, does the prosecution have any additional evidence to present? He asks. The room goes silent. Sebastian Akers rises slowly and buttons his coat. He turns and looks in my direction, but does not make eye contact. The state calls Detective Jenna Murphy, he says. That is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.